I am Laura Williams, and I am the director of City Church Kids, and we just wanted to take a minute to show what we've been learning about at home. So I have my daughters here, Oni. Oni, how old are you?
4.5.
And Raya. Raya, how old are you?
4.5.
No, you're 2. Say you're 2.
2.
So I wanted to show a little bit of what we do because we just started homeschooling this year. And every month we have a hymn that we learn together as a family. And we have a memory verse that we learn together as a family. We usually have a book that we're reading. Today I'm going to be reading The Garden, the Curtain, and the Cross to everybody. But we just wanted to kind of share that with you. So girls, do you want to sing our hymn with me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's sing just the first verse this time, okay? Will you sing with me? Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. So we'll just sing one verse for now. We have our memory verse that we've been learning. Do we want to say that together?
No.
Let's give it a try. John 11:23 to 27. Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and the life. Whoever believes in me, though he die, yet shall he live. And whoever lives and believes in me will never die. Do you believe this? She said to him, Yes, Lord, I believe that you are the Christ, the Son of God, who is coming into the world. Yes, that's a little bit of what we've been working on at home. We also have this lovely picture here that Oni drew. That is Thorin from The Hobbit and the spider and the spider web. But yeah, so let's get to our book of the day. Today we are reading The Garden, the Curtain, and the Cross. It is written by Carl Laferton, illustrated by Catalina Echeverri. I'm sorry if I mispronounced their names. This is a good one to be reading right leading up to Easter time, right? A very long time ago, right here in this world, there was a garden. In the garden, everything was wonderful. The world was full of laughing and playing and smiling and fun. There was nothing bad ever. There was no one sad, ever. And best of all,
Happy.
God was there. Hello, Adam. Hello, Eve. He had made it all. He was in charge of it all. He loved it all. People could see God and speak to God and just enjoy being with God. Eve, God's here. He wants to walk with us again. How cool is that? Yay, I bet it's going to be even more amazing than yesterday. It was wonderful to live with God. But then, one day, the people did a terrible thing. They decided they didn't want to do what God said. They decided they wanted a world without God in charge.
I see the serpent.
Yeah. God calls this sin. Sin spoils things. So sin has no place in God's wonderful garden. God said to the people, you can't live with me in my garden anymore. And he sent them outside.
Mommy, can you put the serpent?
The serpent up there.
He's a little hard to see because he looks like the...
Okay, I'm going to keep reading. To show the people they had to stay outside, God put some warrior angels in front of the garden. The angels were like a big keep out sign. Now things were sometimes bad and people were sometimes sad. But people still kept sinning because they didn't want God to be in charge. so no one could come into God's wonderful place. God said, because of your sin, you can't come in. God wanted people to remember it is wonderful to live with him, but because of your sin, you can't come in. So he told the people to build a special building called his temple where he would live. In the middle of the temple was the most wonderful place in the world, the place where God was, with nothing bad and nothing sad. It was very exciting. But then God told people to put a big curtain around this wonderful place. The curtain had pictures of warrior angels on it. It was a big keep out sign. For hundreds of years, the temple curtain reminded people that God said it is wonderful to live with him, but because of your sin, you can't come in.
Yeah.
Babies became grown-ups and had babies, and those babies became grown-ups and had babies, and those babies became grown-ups and had babies. Hundreds of summers and winters passed by, and the keep-out curtain stayed in the temple. Then, one day, God's Son came to live in this world as a person. He was called Jesus. Jesus always did what God said. Jesus never sinned. And Jesus visited the temple where the keep-out curtain hung. Jesus knew that things were sometimes bad and sometimes sad. Jesus said that God had sent him to open the way back to God's wonderful place where there would be nothing bad and no one sad. But people still didn't want to let God be in charge. So they decided to put Jesus on a cross to die. It was the most bad thing that had ever happened. It was the most sad day of all time. But Jesus had a plan. He had always planned to die on a cross. What a strange plan. Why would God's Son plan to die? Oh, this one goes up. On the cross, Jesus took our sin, all the bad things we do, and all the sad things they cause. Jesus took them all from us. And when he did, something amazing, astonishing, astounding happened.
I see all the stuff that's bad.
All the stuff that's bad on the cross. The curtain tore. God had ripped up the keep out sign. God's wonderful place is open again. Because Jesus died, we can go in.
He's crying.
Yeah, the people are afraid. They don't know what's happening. After Jesus died, his friends put him in a tomb. They were very sad. For 2 days, nothing happened. Then, the next morning, Jesus' friends went to see his body in the tomb, and it wasn't there. A little later on, Jesus' friends were all together, and suddenly Jesus was there, alive. Suddenly, his friends weren't sad. Now they were so happy. God had brought Jesus back to life so that he could live in God's wonderful place forever. And Jesus has sent everyone an invitation to come and live with him there too. He tells us, God says it is wonderful to live with him, but because of your sin, you can't come in. But I died on the cross to take your sin, so all my friends can now come in. We can live with God forever. There will be nothing bad and no one sad. Come on in, friends. We will see God and speak to God and just enjoy being with God just as he planned. It will be wonderful to live with him. And it's all because of Jesus. We will say every day, thank you, Jesus. You're amazing. And you can start saying that today. The end. Thank you for reading this book with us, friends. I just wanted to give an invitation for anyone else who wants to take a video at home of what you guys are learning and doing. We would love to see it. So have a good week.